Today on the channel, we'll be unboxing the untouchable master of evil combat here on... Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Newman, and today we'll be unboxing Spikor from Mattel's Masters of the Universe cartoon collection line. This 1/12 scale figure measures 5.5 inches in height. It's made of plastic, it contains up to 16 points of articulation, contains retro-style packaging, and contains an alternate trident hand, a red and yellow globe, and a mini-comic. Now, I bought my toy as a pre-order from BigBadToyStore.com. They're a great online store, and I'll leave a link in the description for you to buy this figure as well. And here we go, here's a figure in hand, so let's go ahead and take a closer look. Alright, here we go. We've got some awesome packaging here. We've got the Castle of Grayskull in all its Filmation glory. Here's the back, and it shows the other new releases that are currently available. This will be my last official review for this particular wave, and I'm really excited. So let's not waste any more time, let's go ahead and get this thing ripped open. We're not going to be too graceful with opening this thing up. We're just going to tear this thing right open. And we're going to go ahead and take a very quick look at the mini-comic that comes with this. Honor Amongst Thieves. Let me tell you, I got a stack of these mini-comics. Eventually, I will probably read at least one of them. Here are the instructions in case this is your first figure. It shows all of the modular pieces, meaning all of the pieces that you can take off and swap with your other cartoon collection figures if you have any. We've got a few plastic ties securing this figure down, which I'm not going to be gentle about either. Just going to take it right out. And so here we go. Here is Spikor, looking very nice indeed. The colors all pop, is very nice and vibrant. Most of these parts are reused from other figures except for the torso. And these spikes are actually a little spiky. So be careful, you could put your eye out with this thing. The wrist guards and belt are nice and smooth per the cartoon collection mandate. And yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Pretty snazzy. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go over the articulation. The head goes all the way around, up and down. There's a ball joint in there, side to side, looking good. The arms go up to about here. There is a twist in the upper bicep where it connects to the torso, obviously. We've got single joints at the elbows. They are super tight. Not a huge range of movement, but they are very nice and tight. The hands are detachable, which means that they can circle all the way around. There's also a hinge joint in there, so you can do a little flexing if you want. Both the wrist joints are pretty good. Not too tight, not too loose, just about right. The torso goes all the way around, and the legs go up to about there. Not a huge range of movement, but it's pretty standard. There are single joints at the knees, which again is pretty standard for the cartoon collection and Origins. They're good. They're really tight, actually. The ankles are also nice and tight. It's rare to get loose joints from these cartoon collection figures when you get them straight out of the package. They do tend to get a little loose the more you play with them over time, but straight away they're usually pretty good. So here we have it. Here's the figure. Looks good. Looks nice. We're going to give this lovely lady one last spin around the dance floor, take a look at the front and the back, before we go ahead and take a look at his accessories. So here we've got the accessories and the... Whoops, my bad. Watch out. And here we've got these globes. I'm not sure of the backstory of these because it's not in the mini-comic. I'm just going to use them as liquor bottles for my characters. Next up we have this trident hand, which you can see right here. Unfortunately, it's not extendable like the the classic 80s figure, which is unfortunate. And there's not like an extension piece, so you can make it longer. So and it doesn't really move around either, so that's kind of a bummer. Now, before we start actually using these accessories on our figures, let's take a look at this head sculpt. It is really nice. I really like this. It is very cartoony, but it still looks like Spikor. Looks really good. Looks really good. I like the eyes very much so, actually. Now, looking at this torso, now I know in some cases when the torso is a little different from their standard MOTU figure, it's like it's a piece that you can put on. But detaching it from its bottom, it looks like this is a whole new separate piece. So there's no musculature underneath these spikes. It's just spikes. So that's interesting. So you can't take this off like armor like a lot of the other characters. Now let's go ahead and get this trident on Spikor, see how it looks on him. And okay, there we go. Yeah, looks pretty good. So the orange is slightly lighter than the belt, most likely because the orange part of his trident is pure plastic and the belt is painted, I believe. So there's just going to be like a little bit of a color difference. Not a big deal at all, unless you're just really anal about this sort of thing. Again, I do wish there were some extensions for it, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to his other accessories, these globes. So they are little slots in these globes where he can hold them like a handle, which is why I'm going to pretty much use this thing as a liquor bottle. Yep, there we go. He's drinking some amber gold, baby. Yeah. After a long day as Skeletor's minion, and like a sealess minion at that, you know, buddy's got to need a drink. Maybe some enchanted red whiskey after that. Hey, so like if anybody actually knows what these things are, just let me know. I'm well aware that I could find out with a quick Google search, but hey, where's the fun in that? And speaking of fun, let's go ahead and have some more and do some comparisons. Let's start off with the Masterverse Spikor and the Origin Spikor. Now, the differences between these three figures are not as drastic as the Clawful figure. You can actually see the review for that in the link above. Let's go ahead and see how the Origins figure compares with this first. So as you can see, the color of the legs and the arms completely different. One's pink, one is purple, kind of an all purple. You know what? I actually kind of prefer the pink. It adds a bit of contrast. And as you can see, there are a little bit of similarities between the Masterverse figure in that it has less spikes. And the face is somewhat similar, more so I would say than the Origins figure, which has a huge freaking head. Now, one thing I'm going to do is continue to beat a dead horse, or I guess dead Night Stalker, as the case may be. So as you can see, the Origins figure does actually come with another weapon in addition to his trident arm, which you can see in the packaging towards the back. I kind of would have liked that for the cartoon collection figure, because I've gone on record and ad nauseum about how the cartoon figures don't really have weapons. And you can see the Masterverse has a couple of weapons, but you know, that's pretty standard for Masterverse to have a lot more accessories. That Origins figure also came with an extended trident, which again this cartoon collection figure does not have. I honestly can't remember if it extended in the cartoon. It may have just been for affectation, and he just had a trident, kind of like how Trapjaw just had his hook hand. So I guess, you know, going for cartoon accuracy, but I just want some more weapons. Okay, final thoughts. Overall, I really enjoy this figure. It is very Filmation accurate. I like the colors, they really pop. The head sculpt is good. I don't have any paint slop. None of the joints are too loose for my liking. The trident arm is, or rather hand, is very nice. And I honestly kind of do like the orbs that it comes with, because again, I'm just going to use these things as liquor bottles. My only real complaint is just the same complaint I've been going on about. It's just the lack of weapons. I really would have liked that spiked mace that Spikor usually comes with in its various incarnations. But again, you know, I'm not gonna harp too much about it. Overall, I like this figure. It's really cool. It is still available at Big Bad Toy Store for $19.99, so, you know, pretty standard price for a action figure nowadays. So if you're a fan of Filmation He-Man, I would go out and get it. It's not going to break your bank, and, you know, it's a fun little toy. Alright folks, that's going to pretty much wrap everything up. I am Rip It Open at Newman on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all the socials. Come out and find me. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, hit the bell for notifications, and I will check you later.